Hey everyone, today I want to show you how to make Mesos on REG server using the Alchemist profession. You can get this as early as level 35, so let's hop on over to Ardent Mill here. You do some beginning quests with Grant the Elder in the top left, and then he's like, hey, you can choose a profession, and so I always choose mining and herbalism because you can take both of them. And you can only take one of accessory crafting, smithing, or alchemy. We'll be doing alchemy in this video. So you talk to Allie and she'll have an option to learn alchemy. It costs a little bit of mesos every time you want alchemy and to level up alchemy, which we'll talk about here really quick, briefly. So you have a fatigue bar that goes up to 200. Crafting anything takes fatigue. So every hour you recover 20 fatigue. At reset, you'll recover all of your fatigue. So if you really want to min-max this, you want to maximize your fatigue before reset, it'll reset, and then you'll have another full bar to use up here. But this can be a little time consuming, and we'll get into that later on. So if you're at level 1 alchemy, how do I level it up to level 10, which is the target here, or 12 if you want to go further beyond? I will make buff potions or recovery potions. Specifically, I have a lot of Lemon Balm left over because I just find a bunch of it in the field from gold flowers and I just don't ever use it too much. So I'll make these health potions, which will be a low % chance of success rate at low levels of alchemy, but you don't need very much mastery to level up at those levels. So it's a fast way to at least get up to level 6, and you can even go up to level 10 this way. I just did this on my collie as well. I just crafted these potions and went AFK and made dinner, you know, you can do that. And if you're doing the buff potions, I would do the same oils, but make defense potion 5. It's the same thing, really. So either which way, that's how you would get your alchemy leveled up in a few days to level 10, just because you're sort of time gated by the fatigue meter here. So now that you're level 10, if you wanted to get to Master and Meister Craftsman, I believe Grant in the top left again will have some quest for you like, oh, Master Craftsman, and then your mastery meter will be able to go up to level 11 and 12 instead of just being capped at 10 there. And how do you level that up? I did transformation potions typically, specifically the ones that are easy to farm, so like materials for, because they do require monster parts. So yetis or ghost pirates, buffoons I did, crews I did, rash, grim phantom watch, bellflowers, reindeers. I mean, you can do all of these and they'll help you level up and get your mastery points for getting up to level 11 and 12. It's a little bit of a grind because you got to get the monster parts, but it sort of is what it is. And all of these have crafting cooldowns of like 5 minutes, so it can take a little bit of time to get to level 11 and 12. But what do you get for level 11 and 12 craftsmen? You can make boss rush potions, you can make advanced boss rush potions, you can make wealth and EXP potions, although the margin on these is not exactly that good at the moment, in Bera at least, so I would just not make these if you're just in it for the mesos, but it's an option for you there. So what are you going to do with level 12 alchemy? You're going to make a boss rush boost potion that gives you 2 for every craft. You need Hyssop Flower Oil and Dusk Essence as the notable ingredients here. Twisted Time and Monocrystals are basically free. Hyssop Flower Oil is actually basically free right now in Bera. Dusk Essence is a little bit more expensive. It's like maybe a mil, I think, the last time I checked. Maybe less nowadays. And it takes 3 of those and 10 Hyssop Flower Oils. But you get 2 boss pots out of that. And then you come over here, you make advanced boss rush potions. You can make now 4 of those with the 2 potions that you made previously. You need more Hyssop Flower Oil. Grand Spell Essence is basically free. Brilliant Dusk Essence is going to be your material that costs the most. So right now they're like 7 to 8 mil in Bera. But you can sell advanced boss rush potions for anywhere between like 7 to 10 mil each. So you're, you know, in the ballpark of 150% to 200% profit every time you make advanced boss rush potions. They do have a crafting cooldown of 15 minutes for both the regular and the advanced versions, so I'll typically come in here at reset, I'll craft these, I'll do my daily bosses or whatever, you know, my Cernium, Odium, whatever dailies. I'll come back here, I'll craft another set. So whenever I just think about it, I just have a rhythm where, oh yeah, it's probably been like 15 minutes. You know, I don't just idle in here until I max my fatigue. The regular boss rush potions take 10 fatigue each. The advanced ones take 30 fatigue each, so you can max your fatigue really, really quickly this way. It isn't the most efficient way to make mesos, but it is a way to make some nice mesos without really a lot of crafting effort. Now, the way that takes a lot of effort that I stopped doing because I value my free time is making attribute potions here, stat potions. So you do need to find recipes for this, unlike the boss potions, which you just come with standard. You would need to find one of these recipes, or all of them, or some of them, depending on what you want to do with yourself. Advanced Strength Potion X, Dex Potion X, Intelligence Potion X, and Luck Potion X. As you can see here, you will need Wisdom Crystals and Lidium for these advanced versions. There are base versions of the recipes, which you will need Juniper Berry Seed Oil, which is the expensive ingredient, for strength and intelligence, Juniper Berry Flower Oil for dexterity and luck potions, which is pretty inexpensive, and no matter what, you're going to need Magic Powder Black for these, which can start to rack up in terms of price. I think right now they're like 200k each in Bera. I imagine if I release this video and this gets popular, it might get more expensive, but that's cool. I want to help you guys out. So, where can you find these recipes? I will list it in the description. To make a long story short, my preferences of where you want to hunt for the advanced recipes, and then also where you'll probably want to hunt for the base recipes. Now, when you use one of these base recipes, you are going to only have the ability to craft it for 24 hours because this game is like that. So what I used to do is I would have set aside like up to 5 hours, which is what it's going to take you to maximize your fatigue, to just craft, and I'll watch YouTube or Netflix or do some other stuff on my other monitor here, or you know, you could play your Switch or your PlayStation or whatever the fuck, you know, just anything to not be staring at a MapleStory cooldown, because it is a 5-minute cooldown between crafts for all of these. I typically would only do one at a time. I suppose you could do all 4 at a time, although that is inefficient because then you're wasting the recipes, in my opinion. So I would do 1 recipe at a time, you know, before reset, craft for 5 hours, after reset, craft for 5 hours. Some of you might say, oh, go touch grass. I live in the desert, there's no grass, I can't. Yes, so this is a very good way to make money. Now, these advanced versions of these potions in the auction house sell for anywhere between 2 to 8 mil each. You're making a very large profit margin on these, and my advice to you is, if you're getting undercut, or if you're going to undercut somebody, you only need to undercut somebody in the auction house by a single individual granular meso. You do not need to undercut by 100k, you do not need to undercut by a mil. Undercut by a meso, trust me, the potions will still sell. I have done this for at least a year or 2. You don't need to undercut massively, you're just screwing yourself over out of profit. And it can take a while for prices to recover if there's competition. Like, whoever's selling luck potions right now just does not understand they can list their potions for more expensive prices and people will still buy them, for example. So don't crash the market. You're gonna crash the market, but don't crash the market. Just undercut by 1 meso. Be smart about this. Yeah, this is a very boring passive way to make income, which is why I stopped doing it. But maybe it'll help you make a ton of money, and I hope it helps, because there aren't too many people who have the patience for this, and if you have the patience for this, you know, I mostly just buy my materials from the auction house and then sell the potions at whatever markup, and I've made probably most of my money from alchemy. Alchemy is a great profession if you want to just idle and make money. You don't have to meso farm or anything like that. You can do whatever you want on the side, like Netflix or YouTube. And yeah, if you are also like me and you're doing very advanced bossing, this extra stat is actually really nice just to buff yourself. So you can save some of the potions you're making for yourself. Like I usually save some strength potions and boss rush potions for my weekly bosses myself, and they're basically free stats. So really, really nice. Alchemy is super cool. I hope this helped you out in terms of learning how to level up alchemy and craft these potions. Again, the recipes are going to be in the description. I don't recommend wealth or EXP potions if you're just looking to craft and sell the potions, because the margin is just really low right now in Bera. Sometimes it goes higher, sometimes it's lower. It's an oversaturated market at the moment. Maybe it won't be one day, but those are other suggestions in the future, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Take care, everybody.